time to step it up. So with that, we are back with the chit chat, you all. I got to get us all going. We have to get out of this mediocrity. It's not thriving. It's not giving. It's a scripted reality, and I didn't write it. You all know I just did my detox, and like I told you before, every single time I do my detox, I get some kind of epiphany. I get some clarity. I don't know, something just kind of hits me, you know, like a ton of bricks every single time. And this is what hit me this time. Just so over just this mundane lifestyle, just the same thing over and over, and kind of a feeling of being stuck. Also, you know, to own my own stuff, a feeling of being complacent and not doing enough. You know, like you can always do more. One thing I did learn when I was in college, I feel like I would always get this weird sense there that I would ask myself, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing here? Because I would be sitting in these classes for hours and hours, you know, particularly grad school, because good grief, you're in class for like 3 hours, 4 hours, you know, class lengths are insanity, you know, and, you know, then you do all this work, you put in all this research, you know, you do so much, all to get this person's opinion of your greatness that they quantify with a letter that they write on the paper. All that work you did, you know, all the time and energy and effort that went into that work, and that's all it is at the end. It's just this letter that they write on it, and then they give it back to you, and it's like, okay, great, thanks. You know, and it's sort of like, you know, good girl, like you saying something to a dog, like, good job. I mean, honestly, it would equate to that for me, and I swear every so often I would get that feeling. And it was typically when I just did maybe a thesis statement or something like this, something major, and where I put in so much time. I just sacrificed so much of my life all for that, and I did not feel great afterwards, you know. And I will be honest with you, I did get 4.0, you know, in grad school and stuff, but it wasn't even hard. All I really did have to do was the bare minimum. I really wasn't giving everything that I have to give. I know what that looks like because I've done that usually in my crafts, you know. When I'm doing my crafts, I am at that time giving all that I have to give. When I'm writing a novel and I have to do all this research, you know, in order to create this setting, and I have to know the place that I'm talking about. So maybe I don't live there, so I have to do research to find out, you know, this area, how is life there? Where are some local stores? You know, what are some hangout spots? Like, I have to put in work, you know. I can't just start writing. I guess if you're doing maybe some fantasy stuff and you're not writing about sort of like a real place, you could just do that. But I tend to do both. And so I have to do a lot of research. I also, if I want my character to have certain characteristics, I have to do lots of research on those traits. What goes along with those traits? What pairs well, you know, personality wise with those traits? So I have to still do lots of research. And those are the times when I'm really putting in all that I got. And I just know that recently, honestly, I don't know. I feel like I've gotten in a space of mediocrity and it doesn't feel good. And it's time to go. It's time to get going. It's time to get out of this space. It doesn't feel productive. I'm feeling like, you know, there's not much movement, very little, like a snail just inching. That's not enough, you know. And the thing about mediocrity is it has you feeling like, oh, this is fine, this is okay. And there's something also about the word gratitude. You know, when someone says, well, just be grateful that you have such and such. And it's almost to say, you know, be okay with mediocrity. That's what, for me, that translates to. Of course, I appreciate what I do have. I appreciate the present moment. I am very intentional about that. You all know that. I'm so very present. You know, that's my way of appreciating, is being very present. And that does not at all equate to me needing to just be okay with being right here and not wanting more and being ostracized for wanting more. Don't let anyone ostracize you for wanting more, for doing more to get more. Like, If you don't want mediocrity, you got to make moves, map it out, be intentional, get your conscious awareness onto everything, just absorb everything about whatever it is that you want, and just be obsessively go after it. And with everything that you have, with all that's within you, go for it. Otherwise, you're going to just kind of settle back into mediocrity. You'll keep going in this cycle. You get tired of being tired, so you push out something, and then it kind of fizzles down, and then, I'm okay, I feel good, life's great, this is wonderful, you get through that, and then one day it's like, I don't know, I do this every day, the same thing, it's really not giving, I'm really not getting anything out of it anymore, time for something new. And you're right back where you started, then you're tired of being tired again, and you start the whole cycle again. And at some point, you have to kind of get your way out of that cycle when you're trying to elevate to the next level. And the best example of that for me, it's children. When I used to work with the kiddies, oh my goodness, they kept me going. They refuse to settle for mediocrity. Children do not settle for mediocrity. They want what they want, and they get it. They do what they have to do to get it. They are relentless with going after what they want. They won't let you rest until you help facilitate them to get where they're trying to go. They are relentless. They will never let it go. And I love, love, love that about children. It is the most pure, most divine part of our being. We are evolutionary beings. We are always on track to evolve. And you can't get out of that cycle. Sure, you're going to go from one level into the next level into the next level, but you can sometimes get stuck on a level for too long. And the only way you get unstuck is to fully come out of mediocrity. You have to fully, extract yourself from it and see something bigger, want something more, and want it so much so that you are willing to do whatever you have to do. You're willing to take all the necessary steps. You're willing to sacrifice more than you've ever given before. And not just, for what you want, but for yourself. Most importantly, that's what gets you out of that psyche of mediocrity. You have to want what you want for you, not for anything external to you. Otherwise, you're going to still find yourself back in that cycle, because it has to happen here first. That next level of your evolution has to happen from here, and then from there, your mind is the all. It gets everything else going. It gets all the pieces in place. It gets all the pieces working. It gets you to take actionable steps. We've talked about this before. You have to take actionable steps every day. Take another step. And then if you're feeling like, I'm not there yet, okay, take a step every day to get here, to do it here first. Every single day, take another step to that. Whether it's getting up in the morning with a clear mind, think nothing else except where it is that you're trying to go. Think of nothing else. Just take 15 minutes to do that. Just quiet time. Just you, even if you're still laying in the bed, just lay there and think of nothing else, because the answers will start to come. They will start to flood your mind. You'll start to get that obsession and that passion to go for whatever you want. But at the end of the day, don't settle for mediocrity. We all deserve so much more. I feel like, I know I keep going on about this, but school just really brainwashed me and trained me to be mediocre. It really did. I mean, it just trained me to do what I do for the approval of something external to myself, to then strive to continue to placate someone or something external to myself. and not really understanding what it is that I need, what it is that makes me evolve, that makes me reach my highest heights. What does that for me? I don't feel like that. I didn't learn that in school. I learned that through life, and I learned that on my own. And that came from extracting myself from mediocrity. You have to do it to get to the next level. How many of you all out there struggle with this? I know I'm not the only one. I just, like I said, when I was doing my fast, this is when I came out of it, this is just where I ended up, and I landed here, and I said, look, you all, look, I am living this right now. I love my tiny apartment. I love it. I've done so much to beautify it and everything. It is not the end though. This is just the beginning. I want a lot more than this. This is not by any means it. It's comfy, cozy right now and everything. That's wonderful, because I need that, because that helps, my creative process and all of everything else that I need to evolve and transition to my next stage and all the other things that I would like to do. At the same time, it's just not the end goal. It's okay for right now. And like children, it will never be enough. We're not supposed to ever feel like it's enough. We're evolutionary beings. We are supposed to continue to evolve. We are multi-dimensional, evolutionary, divine beings. How is it ever enough? It is never going to be enough. You will always continue on forward. That's what we came here to do. We will continue to do that once we make our transition to yet our next evolutionary level of our development. We will always continue to do this. So comment below on where you all are with this. Or do you feel stuck? Do you feel like, you've kind of gotten into like this life and routine of mediocrity? And how's that impacted you? Do you feel ready to take some actionable steps? Have you sat down and figured out what those are? What does the end goal even look like? Have you identified that? Can you see it? Can you see the actual vision of that? How you are in that space, where you are, how you're feeling, just your whole state of being in that space. Have you entertained that? Sit for 15 minutes every morning, if you're not there, and just do that first, and trust you will intuit the next step. You will intuit whatever the actionable step is that you need to take to get to that next level. And so I am about to wrap this up. You all, give this video a big old thumbs up if you enjoy this content. I will be returning back to the chit chats. I told you all that already. This is where I started. This is, what this is all about. I want to be here for you all. I can give you all more this way. I did what I said I was going to do. I gave you a little sneak peek into my life with the vlogs, so you get to know me a little bit more. And I wanted that, I wanted us to feel more connected, a bit more cozy and comfy with each other. And so we did execute that. So now we're coming back to the chit chats. So look forward to this every week. Also, you all, I told you I'm stepping it up. Follow me on all platforms, blissfully.mindful. That's Instagram, that's Twitter. I'm on Facebook, Blissfully Mindful. Also, check out the blog. That's where it's really about to, okay? The blog, blissfullymindful.life. Definitely, you want to go on there and sign up for the newsletter, because I will start to put out weekly newsletters. So as I said, I am stepping it all the way up. I am telling you all this, so I hold myself accountable for it. I do not get caught slipping. I know once I put it out there, I have to keep my word and honor my word and do it. So this is what we're doing. So definitely sign up for that newsletter. I will be going, doing some more deep diving, going even a little deeper sometime than the chit chats, and just be talking about different things and giving you all the inspiration that you need to get yourself to the next level, or to just feel good, to set some goals and to meet some goals. All of those things we're going to do on the blog space. So definitely head over there and sign up for that. You do not want to miss out on that. It is free. You get all of this help with bliss, all of this bliss for free. So definitely head over there for that. And as usual, I love you all bunches and bunches and bunches. Sunflower smooches. I wish you all an abundance of peace and love, and I will see you all next time. Mwah.